फ़ोन करके बोलते हैं कि गेस्ट लिस्ट में डाल दो. क्यों डालें गेस्ट लिस्ट में? पैसे नहीं दे, 500 रुपये नहीं दे सकते तुम अपने फ्रेंड के गिग के लिए. द करंट ऑडियंसेस डोंट केयर अबाउट हु हैज़ sung the song, who has composed the song. And of course my wife had a big role to play in it. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, for sure. All the love songs I write, they're about my wife. मेरी हर पंक्ति के शब्दों की तू स्याही है, इस राह के हम तुम दोनों ही हमराही हैं.
So Anand, how did you start your musical journey?
If you're talking about in life, then I've been singing since I was a child. I think it's something that I really enjoyed on my own. I mean, I didn't see somebody sing and started singing. My mom tells me this, that even before I could speak, there used to be a Rasna television commercial on TV, and I would sing that even before I could speak. So I think maybe God chose me to do this, really. And I think around the age of, when I was just about to turn 13 is when I started learning classical music. And I kept training till the age of 23. Then I came to Mumbai to do my masters. Then I think I kind of lost touch with music for about 7-8 years, and then I started learning under my current teacher, Mrs. Vijaya Shankar. So there was another like 5-6 years of that. So that's my training in general, but my professional career started in 2015. 2014 I quit my job, and 2015 I started my musical career with no plan. I had no idea what I would do.
So you remember that day like it was yesterday?
Yeah, I remember the day very clearly.
Just tell us about that day.
So before I quit my job, I was the vice president of strategy and planning for the company that I was working for. And except the hours, I liked what I did. I was a digital marketer. And then I think in one of the board meetings, the person I was reporting to said, "Arey yaar, 7 baj gaya. Let's wrap up this meeting. Anand has to go for band practice." And it wasn't in a supportive way. It was a sarcastic remark. So I called my wife and I told her, this has happened, and I don't know what to do, man. I mean, this is somebody I used to look up to, and now he's only commenting on my personal life. So I need to really think about what I want to do in life. I was about to turn 33, and my wife said, "You've always wanted to do music. Why do you keep doing this job? Try music for a change." And and I was like, "Who's going to pay rent?" She's like, "Don't worry, we'll handle. I'm there. I'll back you up. Don't worry about it." And we weren't even making a lot of money. As in, we were making decent money, but with me quitting the job and the entire household depending on one person's income was a scary thought. But for some reason, when I put in my resignation, it was like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. And of course, my wife had a big role to play in it. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, for sure.
So Anand, can we have something from your debut album, ABC's debut album?
Yeah, all the love songs I write, they're about my wife, and this one too. It's called Fana, and it goes something like this. मैं जानू मेरी जा तू क्यों मुझसे रूठे है, तुझे लगता है मेरे सारे वादे झूठे हैं, तू समझे ना मेरे प्यार को मेरी जान जिगर, तेरी चुप्पी मेरे दिल के चैन को लूटे है, मैं तुझसे हूँ तू मुझसे मैं ये जान गया, मैं तेरे बिना हूँ धूल बराबर मान गया, मेरी हर पंक्ति के शब्दों की तू स्याही है, इस राह के हम तुम दोनों ही हमराही हैं, मैं हूँ फना तेरे बिना मैं हूँ फना, मैं हूँ फना तेरे बिना मैं हूँ फना.
Has your engagement with web series and OTT platforms benefited Anand Bhaskar Collective?
No, I had expected Anand Bhaskar Collective's listenership to like sort of really go up, grow by leaps and bounds, but that didn't happen. For some reason, it's and I might get a lot of hate for saying this. The current audiences don't care about who has sung the song, who has composed the song. They only care about the song in itself, whether they like the song or not. That's pretty much it.
What do you think of the live music scenario in the country?
I think just like the recorded music scene, the live music scenario also depends on the audience. There aren't enough people who turn up for shows, right? And I feel the venues, no matter how much it is their intention to, have independent musicians perform at their venues, or like promote independent music or give a platform to independent musicians. If people don't turn up and people don't buy tickets, right? That's a loss for the venue. I mean, the venue is in the business to make money, as much as it is in the business as a live performance venue. So I feel that in our country, I feel that the audience will pay 2,000 rupees for a film or 1,000 rupees or whatever. They are ready to pay for overpriced popcorn. They're ready to pay for overpriced soft drinks. But for some reason, they're not ready to turn up to shows. And that, I feel, is what is lacking in our live scene. But the audience also needs to look for music that's outside of Bollywood, because there's a lot of fresh music out there. There are great artists out there who make music and who make good music. And उनको support करने का तरीका एक ही है कि आप उनके shows पे जाओ, And at any given point in time, a venue does not charge more than 500 rupees for, as an entry for a show. Sometimes it's a cover charge. You pay 500 rupees and you can go get like a beer or, go get something inside, And I feel that if you're somebody who's privileged enough to go to, watch a film and spend that much money, I think you're privileged enough to go to a venue and then pay for the ticket as well. And उसके बाद भी हमारे खुद के दोस्त हमें फ़ोन करके बोलते हैं कि यार गेस्ट लिस्ट में डाल दो. And these are people who make a lot of money. I'm looking at all of you. You know who you are. फ़ोन करके बोलते हैं कि गेस्ट लिस्ट में डाल दो. क्यों डालें गेस्ट लिस्ट में? पैसे नहीं, 500 रुपये नहीं दे सकते तुम अपने फ्रेंड के गिग के लिए, So I feel a lot of it depends on the audience as well.
Did you discover something in you as a musician? Did you kind of have a very different look at your art form during the pandemic? Do you find there's a shift that has happened within you as a musician?
Yeah, in the sense that when I started composing, it was always about the composition. The vocal melody has to flow like this, the chords that back it have to be like this. And even when I was producing stuff, I was producing it wrong. I was producing it as a means to an end. कि इस गाने में ये हो गया है, बाकी mix engineer देख लेगा, And then I realized that what if I look at it from a mix point of view? So in those 2 years, I started learning how to mix songs, understanding how sounds work and how frequencies work, And I think that helped me a lot as a musician, because that helped me become a good background scorer, I feel, so to speak. I am in no way a mix engineer right now, but I can do a very good balance of a demo track that I'm making for a project. So when a director hears my demo, he'll feel that, okay, he's worked hard on this track, as opposed to it being like a very rough, very bad sounding demo.
How do you balance the various facets of music that you do? I mean, you compose for advertisements, you compose and score for web series, films now, you have a band, and recently you released your debut instrumental Light as well. So how do you balance all these things, and how do you think each kind of helps you in the other department?
I like to think that when it comes to work, I'm very disciplined. I'm still an Excel sheet guy. If I'm working on a project, firstly, I feel nobody can be successful without a team, right? And the people who work with me, my bandmates mostly, like, I'd like to name them: Ajay, Rishi, Keshav, Neil, Shishir, and both my managers, Ahuti and Yash, they are my support system. They are my professional support system, and also sometimes my personal support system. Without them, I wouldn't be able to function. So for all my, work as a solo composer, as just Anand Bhaskar, like Ahuti is there for me, like my manager Ahuti, I have to make one call to her and she'll say, हो जाएगा, तू stress मत ले, तू काम पे focus कर. Same with Yash, who manages my band. I have to just give him a call, वो बेचारा मेरी डांट भी सुन लेता है वो तो ऐसा, मतलब he loves the band so much, I call him and I tell him कि यश, you know, ऐसे करना है, please देख ले. So all the talking to the clients bit and everything is taken care of by them. All the logistics are taken care of by them. रही बात काम की, so say I sing a lot in ads and I compose also in ads. So if somebody calls me, you know, I literally look at my calendar. That's what I do. I think discipline has to do a lot with how I manage all of that.